This is video 12 and we're going to look at discrimination. So here we've performed a calculation on the system from transformer 1 and we can see here we have a red cable implying there's a problem. So if I just go into the results and check the cable, we can see here that's telling us we've got a discrimination issue. Now this particular example shows us that the curves cross, so it may be an adjustment issue. So what we can actually do is view either short circuit or earth fault discrimination. Select the circuit to check. So basically any one of these boards encompassing this cable. So I'll go into this one. This will then present us with the discrimination curves, and we can see here that this adjustable device at the start of the system, the NSX 400 Micrologic 2.3, has adjustment issues. So we can make these changes. So it's a maximum of 400 amps, but you can see here the short time delay needs some adjusting. So you can make adjustments, and obviously if you're selecting an adjustable device and you select it too small, you might well get issues with the curves crossing. You can actually change the devices from this table here. So if the device was unsuitable, you could go and pick a different device if you wanted to from the list of devices from the database. Once you've made those adjustments, you can close this option down. Those adjustments will be passed back to the wiring program, so then when we calculate for a second time, you see that problem now disappears. There are some other issues on this board. These are other issues not to do with discrimination. They're other issues which we'll highlight in a different video. Other issues surrounding discrimination could be a lack of discrimination tables or discrimination table values that don't allow usage of a particular configuration of devices. So if you have a discrimination issue and you want to get around that issue, a lot of the devices have been set up from manufacturers so that they will discriminate with each other okay from discrimination tables. So effectively, if you want to look at what's happening downstream of the device you're looking at, you select the device for the database, in this case the NSX 400S, you go into the discrimination box, and that will give you the information on the upstream device and then a whole list of devices downstream. The ticks imply the discrimination tables have been set up, so these will affect full discrimination. So if you're looking at an NSX 400 Micrologic 2.3 and an IC60 Type D, the VIGI range, those are full discrimination effectively, having been set up by the manufacturers. There are others in here where the values vary. So for example, if you're looking at something like an NSX 250, you'll find that's not full discrimination. So those values are taken from the manufacturer's published table. So for each of the devices downstream, the adjustment on the 200, the 160, etc., all have a value of 4.8. So you can go to manufacturer's tables, select a device downstream, and fill out the detail from the manufacturer's published tables if you're having a discrimination issue. A lot of the combinations here are set up from manufacturers. So where effectively the manufacturers have done this within their own ranges, you can see there that's 100% discrimination as well. They are in there. What you'll find is if you mix different manufacturers, manufacturers don't test against each other's devices. They might test against generic published devices such as BS88s, but certainly they won't with their own. So if you are mixing devices and you do get a discrimination issue, then you would need to look at the tables to put that in. The program does its own empirical calculation anyway. So it's always worth checking the devices that you're looking at and seeing what's available downstream to affect full discrimination. So that's really a heads up on the discrimination tables and the discrimination study.